called Peace in the Middle East.
A 20 points peace proposal for Gaza that will end the war between Israel and Hamas militants is something that you should know about today.
And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The whole deal, everything getting solved. It's called peace.
Trump's proposal is a bold attempt to address all of the issues that need to be resolved if there is to be lasting peace in Gaza. And it has been accepted by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while Hamas is yet to issue an official response. But what's in Trump's peace proposal? And can it work? Let's understand. So here's a quick brief of all 20 points in the plan. First, Gaza will be de-radicalized, terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Second, Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed upon line to prepare for a hostage release. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. And once all hostages are released, Israel will release 250 life sentence prisoners plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after 7th of October 2023's attack, including all women and children detained in that context. Once all hostages are freed, members of Hamas who commit to peaceful coexistence and give up arms will be given amnesty. Upon acceptance of this agreement, full aid will be immediately sent into Gaza Strip, but this will be according to the 19th Jan 2025 agreement. Entry of distribution and aid in the Gaza Strip will proceed without interference from the two parties through the United Nations and its agencies and the Red Crescent. And let me tell you, this will also be according to the 19th of Jan 2025 agreement. Well, Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee. The proposal mentions a Trump economic development plan to rebuild Gaza, which will be created by convening a panel of experts. A special economic zone will be established with preferred tariff and access rates to be negotiated with participating countries. And under the plan, no one will be forced to leave Gaza, which has sustained heavy damage during the war, and those who wish to leave will be free to do so and free to return. Hamas and other factions agree to not have any role in the governance of Gaza, directly or indirectly. All military, terror and offensive infrastructure will be destroyed and not rebuilt. There will be a process of demilitarization of Gaza too. A guarantee will be provided by regional partners to ensure that Hamas and the factions comply with their obligations and that New Gaza poses no threat to its neighbors or its people. The United States will work with Arab and international partners to develop a temporary international stabilization force, ISF, to immediately deploy in Gaza. The ISF will train and provide support to vetted Palestinian police forces in Gaza. And most importantly, Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza. And if Hamas delays or rejects this proposal, Israel will proceed in the terror-free areas handed over the IDF to the ISF. An interfaith dialogue process will be established based on the values of tolerance and peaceful coexistence of Israelis and Palestinians. Well, the plan is vague on a pathway to Palestinian statehood. It says that while Gaza redevelopment advances and when the Palestinian Authority is reformed, the conditions may finally be in place for a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood, which we recognize as the aspiration of the Palestinian people. And lastly, the United States will establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon for peaceful and prosperous coexistence. So does Trump's Gaza plan stand a chance? For now, there are some limitations of this plan. For example, there is zero trust between both sides right now, and several aspects of the plan are so vague there is a big risk both sides could accuse the other of breaking their promises. The deal favors Israel more than it does Hamas. Hamas is essentially being asked to give up all of the remaining Israeli hostages and all of its weapons at the same time, rendering it entirely defenseless. Given the asymmetry of the plan, Hamas may decide the risks of accepting it outweigh the potential benefits, despite its offer of amnesty for Hamas fighters who lay down their arms. And the plan does not mention West Bank. Well, there are clashes almost every day there. So the West Bank must be central to any overall settlement between Israel and Palestine. If Hamas accepts Trump's plan, we could soon have the answers to some of these questions. But it is going to require a great deal of work by the US to maintain the pressure on Israel to stick to the deal. The chief Palestinian mediators, Qatar and Egypt, would also need to maintain pressure on Hamas so it doesn't breach the conditions as well. As of now, world leaders have endorsed the Gaza peace plan, while Hamas's response is still awaited. Hope you found this video informative, and for more such content, keep watching NDTV.